Well, hello there. I'm Emily Mary Longstaff, and welcome to Dine With Us, the show that challenges the British nation to cook Middle Eastern cuisine. All right, so us Brits don't really talk like that. However, we are a world away from the Middle East, and I don't just mean geographically. Throughout the series, I'm going to be challenging some British hopefuls.
Simple British recipes, you know, batter, sausage, bang.
And put their cooking skills to the test to see if they're up to the challenge of cooking some beautiful Middle Eastern dishes. That looks a bit... Participants will be competing against each other.
Today is just another challenge in my life, and a challenge that I aspire to win.
They will be scored by me,
Disaster!
the presenter, you know it's not happening, on the presentation of the meal,
The dessert got a little bit burnt.
the taste,
It's a bit chewy.
and the time it takes them to prepare it.
I don't like to waste a lot of time cooking, so you can get it done quickly.
Will the British stereotype suffice? And in fact, how will I handle the challenge myself, not being a qualified chef? I don't know. I was terrified of that chilli. I wanted to run from the room screaming. In each episode, I'll be giving the competitors a menu to prepare that is created using dishes from a country in the Middle East.
I would call it harissa.
Harissa.
You can't do that, can you?
Ooh. Yeah, you're right, it's a bit hot. Today I'm going all the way to Islington to meet Alina, a recent master's graduate. Let's hope her culinary skills live up to her academics. Hi! Lovely to meet you, I'm Emily.
I'm Alina, come in.
Alina, who is only 23 years old, is a recently graduated master's student who is currently situated in the prestigious area of Islington in London. Her study of choice was journalism, as she has a profound passion for writing and an editing flair that has developed through working in numerous publications. Her accommodation, nevertheless, is still a student household, and due to working exceptionally hard to receive her newly awarded distinction, her home has become somewhat neglected. Today Alina will be putting down her books and her laptop and switching them for a more edible and potentially more dangerous alternative. It's lovely to meet you. So
Me too.
Congratulations on your distinction. That's so amazing. Can't believe that.
I'm really lucky, I
And a
think.
master's as well.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. So you're a clever girl then.
On paper, apparently. Thank God.
My first impressions of Alina were, well, I mean, not what I was expecting, to be honest with you. I mean, she's just got a distinction in her master's. She lives in Islington. I was expecting, you know, she'd be greeted, well, maybe not by someone with, like, you know, long gloves on, speaking a bit like this, but I wasn't really expecting, you know, the typical student accommodation, and it was quite studenty, to be honest. Well, that's a bad thing.
God, yeah.
So, I mean, how does that relate to your cooking skills? Do you think you're up to today's challenge?
Oh, I'm always up for trying something new, always up for a challenge, so let's hope so. Either way, I think it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be fun to try some new ingredients, something I've never done before. So, my first impressions of Emily were, well, not your average chef, really. Yeah, it wasn't very Middle Eastern either, so it was quite a surprise, not really what I was expecting.
Have you done any cooking at all?
Yeah, I've done the odd bit here and there. Sometimes I just get a bunch of ingredients together and just see what comes out with it, to be honest. I think the fanciest thing I've ever made is risotto stuffed peppers. That was quite good. That was just because I had a pepper and a bit of rice lying around in a stock cube. So it came together all right, yeah.
Sounds pretty convincing, to be honest.
No recipe, just kind of
You just went for it.
together.
Just went for it.
Yeah.
She home grow some ingredients. What's all this about? What's your?
I've done a bit of gardening recently, not quite got around to finishing the job.
Busy with your studies, eh? Busy with your studies.
I'm finished now, so I've got some free time. It's good. Time to enjoy the summer.
Let's go to your kitchen then and get
Let's
started.
get cooking.
Cool. So after a brief introduction to Alina's lifestyle, it was time to issue her with today's challenge. For this episode, the Dine With Us team have come up with an Egyptian menu that comprises of Egyptian spiced prawns to start, a main of Egyptian macaroni bechamel, and one of my personal favourites for dessert, basbousa. So our first course is prawns, so nothing like chili con carne.
Never done that before.
Ooh, so what do you think about that then?
I'll have to give it a go. Not feeling too optimistic because I've never done them before, but we'll give it a good go.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Have you got the recipe there?
Yeah.
Contradictory to the dish's spice-filled name, these Egyptian prawns are supposedly meant to be relatively mild, depending on how much pepper Alina puts in. Prawns come in a variety of sizes, with king prawns being some of the biggest. The mixture of spices that we put into the dish should provide the orange-coloured creatures with an exotic flavour new to both the competitor and myself. What's the first thing we have to do?
We have to heat the olive oil in a very large skillet. What's a skillet? Do we have one of those?
I don't actually know what a skillet is.
But really, what on earth is a skillet? I really didn't know. I mean, it's a bit specialist, isn't it? Should we improvise?
Should we use a pan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
To be honest, I don't know what a skillet is. I mean, what is a skillet? Is that going to be big enough?
I don't think so.
Okay, alright, let's try again.
Okay, this is a backup pan.
That's a backup pan. It's always good to have a backup pan. A skillet.
Oh, here we go.
What's a skillet?
Better?
Yeah, that's better. How many prawns do we need?
3 prawns.
Right, I think we're going to need more than 3 prawns. I don't know what's wrong with that recipe. So,
I
I
want shrimp, so should we use like 6 prawns instead?
think shrimp are
Yeah.
prawns.
Shrimps are the big ones. She's not won me over just yet. She didn't know what a skillet was. Got confused with shrimps and prawns. Maybe her cooking knowledge is about the same level as mine, which isn't that promising, to be honest.
They're kind of like aliens. Can I get one out? Have a look. It's quite violent action. Oh! Get one out. Get one out. It looks like a kind of, I don't know, like an embryo. So I didn't do a good job buying the prawns, shrimps, prawns, whatever. I mean, they were that big for a start, obviously. And not only that, they were grey. I mean, I didn't realise that prawns are actually grey before they weren't cooked, or kind of this weird see-through colour. I had no idea, and I got them and I thought, oh my goodness, have they gone off? What have I done? But it turns out they just weren't cooked. Here we go, draining the amniotic fluid. Here we go. Here are your children.
Thank you. Lovely.
Which are about to cook. Prawns, shrimps, I swear they're the same thing. I mean, prawns are shrimps?
I think we're going to have to improvise a lot with this recipe. But you never know, that could be good. Should we do the garlic quickly?
But what does it say about the garlic? It says,
Okay.
so if you just check the back of this, it should tell you how many is equivalent to 8 garlic cloves, which it doesn't seem to be in English. It says
8 spoonfuls?
Noblacho. Okay, I can't. You can speak Russian. Can you speak Russian?
Yeah, but that's not Russian.
Is that not Russian?
That's most definitely not Russian. Knoflook, vakuspoli, agilo.
Doesn't sound right to me.
Spoon
Your pan is smoking a bit. Should we turn it down? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You've only got one
This is my
teaspoon.
lovely cutlery drawer.
Yeah. Wow. There's not much in there.
Well, at least we have the spoon. That's all we wanted.
There, that's all we wanted.
We got what we
good.
needed. Good stuff. Do you want me to try? You stronger? Give it a go.
Am I stronger? That's really smoky. Actually can't do it.
Let's try this. Let's try that again. Hit a snag. I can't do this.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask the camera crew.
Yes!
You did
I
it!
did it.
Wow, okay.
Strong.
I could not for the life of me open that jar. It was so stiff. It was terrible. Like, it's not going well so far.
You're right, it's a bit hot.
We might need to
about it being a bit hot.
I think we might need to turn the, is it how?
It's on the lowest heat it can be.
So Alina let the pan heat for so long, and I was growing a bit concerned, and all of a sudden she just plonks the garlic in, and it just literally erupts. It goes, it's like exploding garlic, and I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I had flicks of garlic literally scalding my arm, and I mean, I didn't want to be rude, but I don't think I could stand too close to her at that point.
Yeah, it was quite intense when we got that garlic out. I think Emily slightly feared for her life there, but it's all alright. Shake it all up. Wait.
Careful with that.
Okay. Does that look alright to
I
you?
think we might need a bit more oil in that.
Yeah. So right now it's just little blobs of something.
The seasoning started to make these little kind of blacky browny blob things. I don't think that's what seasoning is supposed to look like. I hope it didn't contain any of the pan's lining.
Doesn't look very pretty at this stage, does it?
A little bit like a black dough, but this looks good. It will taste good, and they taste delicious as well.
Just bits of glue at the moment.
I think we might need some more oil.
Yeah.
Try and disperse the black dough-like structure that's forming in parts of the
That's what
pan.
you want really, isn't it? Like dough-like structure.
Should we get the blobs off the teaspoon and off the back of the spatula?
Oh my god. So now we have to add the shrimp and cook until they're turn pink. They look pretty, don't they? How many should we put in?
I think we should put them all in.
You sure?
Yeah. It's going to be a starter for quite a few people. I mean, the recipe was asking for like 3 prawns or 3 shrimps. I don't even know. And I mean, these things were about that big. I have 3 of them, so we get 1 each. Oh, I don't want to get food poisoning later, so let's definitely cook these properly.
Just add a little bit more oil.
Yeah, definitely. And turn the heat up. Should we turn it up a little bit more? Sorry, I'm intervening. I'm just scared. I don't want to be poisoned by the prawns.
Spices really make everything so much better. The prawns were starting to smell really nice. It'll be alright.
Prawns are so
You trust
delicious.
my cooking?
I trust you as a person.
So that's a no.
A little bit. No, I'm joking. I'm only joking with you. So with the prawns pretty much cooked, well hopefully cooked anyway, all that was left was to season them. And of course I trusted Alina not to give me a potentially fatal bout of food poisoning. Flavouring the dish, however, proved to be more of a feat than originally thought, as the majority of Alina's basic amenities were kept in her bedroom. Do you have any salt?
That's a good question. I do upstairs.
You do upstairs?
Yeah.
You have salt upstairs?
In my room.
Why do you have salt in your room?
For emergencies.
Oh,
In
like
my room
tequila.
a lot,
Oh, are you
yeah.
sure it's not for tequila shots? No. Okay. All right. Go on then. Go grab the salt. And that's if she had them at all.
Can't help it. No pans, no forks. You've got to improvise, really. I'm pretty sure there's some chopsticks in a drawer somewhere.
So have you got a chopping board?
I'm gonna go with no.
You're gonna go with no. So we can't chop the parsley up.
have a plate.
A plate. Oh, I like your plates. They're lovely. I must say, not in an offensive way, but I'm surprised at the quality of the plate.
Yeah, we invested in one thing.
One thing.
These are some nice
The plates. Wonderful. Oh, they actually look really nice. Smell strange though. They smell not in a good way. They smell.
got loads
as
of
I said,
spice in it.
Yeah, they don't smell like I would expect them to. Ooh, I don't like spices. I'm actually gonna have to have a sip of water. So hot. This is an espresso cup. Sorry. Do you drink
We don't actually have a
espressos?
kettle, but we do have an espresso cup.
I just won't ask. I won't ask. I can't believe that she didn't have a kettle. I mean, I could understand that she didn't have a skillet. I mean, there is quite, you know, it's one of those things that not everybody has. But a kettle, come on. Even students have a kettle. Anyway, regardless of whether Alina had a kettle, or a skillet, or in fact any utensils at all, she somehow managed to conjure up what appears to be an edible and actually an incredibly tasty starter. Let's hope she has similar luck when it comes to making the main course. Coming up, Alina and I attempt to make the second course, macaroni bechamel. However, we get sidetracked by a mysterious plant that's been lurking in her kitchen for what seems like decades, and an interference from Mother Nature. Careful! We're back again! We've done the prawns. They came out really nice.
Really good. I was very surprised and happy.
Surprised and happy.
Pleasantly surprised.
Well, that was only the starter though, wasn't it?
So what we get next? Excited.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a pasta and meat dish. You know, I would kind of, you know, being English, I would kind of think macaroni, cheese, and maybe not actually if it's got meat in it. To be honest, I don't really know.
The recipe sounds really weird. It's got pasta, beef, milk, flour, eggs. It sounds really weird.
What's it called?
Egyptian macaroni bechamel?
Bechamel.
Bechamel?
Macaroni bechamel. What is this over there? I thought this was a plant earlier in the day, so I didn't want to move it.
I wouldn't touch it if I were you. You want to touch it?
Come on, let's see the plant. The plant.
We're growing our own vegetables. These used to be potatoes once upon a time. Are you impressed?
I'm impressed. I don't think for the right reasons. I actually feel a bit...
Let's just get rid of those.
I feel a bit sick. No, hang on. Don't put them shame. Take them out of the bag.
Why?
You need to...
Do we have to? Do we have to touch it? Oh, God. Remember, I am a student. There. I think that's actually quite impressive.
I seriously thought that was a plant. I couldn't believe it when she got, you know, all the green stems out of the bag, and at the bottom was attached a potato. I don't even know if I can call it a potato anymore. It looked like a wrinkly old man that was deceased and had been lying there for ages, and he was buried in a bush or something. I don't know. I was terrified. It was awful.
We've actually grown a plant in a bag of potatoes. You look ever so slightly grossed out.
It's got like little spores coming off of it.
Can we get rid of it now? This is slightly disgusting. It used to be a potato, it honestly did. Don't know how long it's been there though. Emily's reaction was too good to that. I loved how freaked out she was.
The underside looks like a 90-year-old's face.
Oh, pretty. It actually does. Put some googly eyes there.
We should put some eyes on this. And have it as a guest for dinner. Right.
Amazing. Who needs to buy plants? You can just grow your own potatoes.
So when Alina finally disposed of the mouldy old man, potatoes, sorry, we were actually able to get on with the main course, although there was still the problem of lacking in cooking utensils to face. And when you're cooking a dish that is primarily constituted of large quantities of pasta, not having enough pans can present a bit of a problem. But I think you might need a bigger pot than that if we're going to cook all this pasta. Well, maybe should we put 2 on?
I think we can do it in one. I think we can do it in that.
I think we might need more.
I've done a bag that big in that pot before. So
really? This is going to be one of those I told you so moments.
We'll see.
We'll see. Unfortunately, no sooner than the cooking was underway, we were stopped in our tracks once again by Mother Nature. And this time it really wasn't through any fault of Alina's. The environment just did not seem to be on our side today. It's a wasp. Let's leave it rolling and let's just get the wasp. Where's the I'll get the wasp.
You can edit out later. Where's this wasp?
Oh, careful!
I don't like wasps.
I don't film the wasp. It's okay, the wasp is here. Oh, it's going towards the window, let it get out.
Let it out.
Ooh!
Okay.
Ooh! It's gonna sting someone. Come on, out you go. Out you go. It's gone. Yay!
Bye, wasp.
The wasp. I'm sorry, you know, that's just a bit of a weakness of mine. It really scared me. As I said, I think I was a bit on edge after the exploding garlic incident. So, you know, the wasp was really the icing on the cake for me. Couldn't handle that. No, I couldn't handle it at all. I think I've had a few frightening encounters already today. You and your garlic. the exploding garlic and now the stinging wasp. Anyway. After our second near-death experience of the day, we were really rapidly falling behind in our cooking, so we hurriedly proceeded in preparing the rest of the dish, starting with the onions.
Let's get the onions on.
You're going to put some oil in there first? Were you going to forget if I didn't tell you? Never. Never.
Okay, should we chuck the pasta in?
Scared to.
Don't be scared, Emily. It'll be fine. Just chuck it in.
It's not as violent as the pan was. I think we're definitely gonna need a bigger pan somewhere.
Because it will soak up the water, so I reckon
but then it will get, yeah, but it will soak up the water and it will go up to about there.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We can always move it, but I don't think we actually have a bigger pan.
What's the meat supposed to be like? Because we can maybe prepare the meat.
Ground beef. So I guess just cut it up.
Yeah. Yeah, just cut it up.
Is that what ground beef is?
I don't really know.
Not like mashed up or anything.
Maybe. Should we mash the meat up? I don't know. What do you want to do?
That doesn't sound
It's the recipe that you're making.
Okay, I'm just going to look at what ground beef is. That's alright.
So rather than smashing the meat with a hammer, which is what I thought Alina originally had in mind, she decided to simply cut the meats up with a knife.
So where's that trusty knife again?
What is that? Is that hair?
Oh, lovely.
Oh dear,
Blonde.
sorry. My bad.
Just chop it up a little.
So how much meat do we actually need though?
£2.
£2. Oh
dear.
Should we find out how much £2 is quickly?
I think we're gonna have to.
I think we're gonna have to. Can't I just put the recipes in grams? I mean, they give us everything in ounces, pounds. Why? Do they just want to make it difficult for us? I have some serious sympathy for Alina right now. It's a bit concerning that some of this has started to turn brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
The heat.
I reckon it's just about alright.
Yeah, I hope so. It'll be alright. And failing it not being alright, there was potential for us to get food poisoning. Right, so you've done your parsley. 1 tablespoon of fresh thyme. So we have some thyme over here. Time. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, I still couldn't say time. I don't know how many times Alina had to tell me. I think she just lost faith in me as a presenter at the moment. Oh no, never mind. Oh no, we're gonna have the jar open because I'm gonna open it. Oh, are you kidding me? Not again.
It's all slippery.
Come on, we're supposed to be setting an example for women cooks all over the world today.
Go on, Emily, you can do it.
Okay, this is slippery though. I've got a bit of an unfair disadvantage.
Should I give it another go?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
You are much stronger than me. I'm quite scared of you now, so you feel like you can beat me up.
It wasn't just a test of my cooking skills, it was a test of strength half the time. Like, getting that jar open was really half the challenge.
And the winner of Miss Universe is Alina Polievska. Oh wait, wrong show. Okay, so how do we start the sauce? So, to make the bechamel sauce...
I've since realised it's actually bechamel... Blech. I've since realised it's actually bechamel sauce, not bechamel like we were saying the whole time. Oh dear.
What do you recommend to store your pasta in, madam? Do you have anything that we can store the pasta in?
This could work.
We have some Tupperware containers.
It'll do.
I think you might need
Not
a spoon.
Not budging. Yeah, could you pass me a spoon, please?
Right, well I think the only spoon in your house is this one, so should I give it a rinse?
Look, spoons.
The spoons? Oh, you actually have spoons? Wow, I thought you didn't have any. Oh, hang on.
I feel like my kitchen's falling apart. I'm having to sort of scrape it off the bottom of the pan. So it's going to be a lot of like...
I mean, this is looking a bit stuck.
Yeah.
I think you
A lot of little
I was
bits
right,
of
you were
pasta.
right though, it did all fit in the pan, it just managed to, I think we're going to need to leave this on a long soak. Okay, I admit, Alina was right and I was wrong. However, squashing that much pasta into one pan has rendered it useless for the rest of the show. And seeing as we're about to make the sauce, that could be a problem.
So, we have to melt some butter on a big saucepan, which we now have, and whisk some flour into it.
What, melt some butter in the saucepan? You mean in a... Oh no, that was the pan we were going to use and it's stuck with the pasta. Oh no.
We can use this pan.
But is it going to fit? I think we have to use 6 tablespoons of flour. I think we better use this one.
How much butter?
You know, it's not happening. Right,
Yeah, I think you might have to leave that one.
so what are we going to do?
Is there a big pot anywhere?
Rather than despair, as I was planning to do, Alina came up with the ingenious idea of using 2 smaller pans instead of 1 large one.
We're going to get 8 cups of pasta though in that. I mean, 8 cups of milk in that and that.
I guess so. Yeah, I think so, 4 each. Oh, I don't know actually. With that issue resolved, we could now start combining the ingredients. Where is the butter? Do you know?
Where is the butter?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go find the butter.
Is it in your room again?
I really hope not. Oh my god, it should have been in the fridge.
What's happened to
We're
the...
halfway to melting the butter anyway.
Oh my goodness. It's
Job
quite...
half done.
Oh, look, you can put your... Sorry. Nice. Enough butter. Okay, well then that means it makes it easy
That's
to...
going to be nice and easy to scoop in though.
The sauce was interesting. I mean, to start with, the butter was already melted. That wasn't a disaster. It was a very hot day and I think it just kind of got a bit squished. So I can see why they want us to whisk it. It's looking pretty lumpy. Got a fork? That's normally how you whisk something. Yeah. Like if
Let's do that.
no offence, it's normally how you whisk something. There's not a fork here. And Alina didn't have a fork to whisk the blooming sauce with, let alone a whisk, but she didn't even have a fork. So at this point, there were lumps everywhere. It was difficult. It was a challenge. I don't know how this is going to come out, to be perfectly honest with you. There's not actually a fork here. Do you not have a fork?
Okay, apparently not. We had a fork.
But how can you not have a fork?
As in, I think someone might have taken it in the last little while.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Okay, well, you can improvise, but I don't understand how you don't have a fork.
We had one. There might be one in my room. Got one. And
Oh,
a spoon.
oh my
We've got loads of
goodness,
stuff
what do you
now.
keep in your bedroom?
That fork again. Yeah, it really is a bit inconvenient having one fork in the house. I mean, I know there's more lying around somewhere. I mean, I found one in my room. I'm sure my housemates are hiding a few somewhere. One.
I knew from the beginning that the sauce was not going to fit in the pan. I mean, we needed 8 cups of milk in the sauce, and I mean, the saucepan was tiny. I think we might have to put it in
There's no lumps, but it's funny coloured.
yeah.
Kind of blotchy.
Dear, looks like a bad suntan.
Oh. I think I'll need 2 hands for this.
When she transferred the sauce, she'd left the other pan on the hob heating the whole time, so it literally just, as she poured it in, it just sizzled and went everywhere, and I screamed, so I looked like a bit of an idiot. But I mean, if there's boiling hot sauce flying at you, what did you expect?
I'm taking this very seriously, honestly I am. Surprised Emily didn't have a heart attack throughout this cooking experience, to be honest with you. So what's that? It's exploding garlic, it's hot sauce flying everywhere, crazy wasp attacks. Yeah, it was definitely an eventful day. Now whisper time and nutmeg. The sauce will now be fairly thick. Oh dear. Nothing was happening. That was the problem. We stood there for, I don't know, it felt like forever, about 30 minutes, just going like this for ages and ages and ages, sharing this one silly fork. Stir it, it feels a little bit thicker when you move your thing around in it.
No, I think that's just the kind of the heat. The sauce would just not thicken. I mean, for a start, we didn't have a whisk, and even then, the fork was, a bit pitiful. We had to take it in turns with the fork to stir each pot. And as I was stirring it, trying to whisk it, it just remained pitifully runny. We stirred it. And we stirred it. And then we stirred it again, and we didn't get anywhere for about half an hour, but eventually, it started to thicken up a bit.
So what is the next step?
All right, multitasking, stress. To assemble the dish, mix half the bechamel pasta, mix, oh, I don't know.
The recipe was really complicated, as you know, it was meat, pasta, milk, sauce, like all these different things happening at once. It was a little bit lumpy.
Tastes good though.
Maybe when we oven it, that'll oven out the lumps.
Here's hoping.
Indeed, I really was hoping that the cooking process would oven out the lumps, as Alina put it. Unfortunately, ovening out the lumps was something I had yet to observe. Whatever the result, however, we still had the dessert to go, which I was determined to help Alina make perfect, as it was one of my all-time favourites, basbousa. Stay with us for the last part of the cooking process, where Alina gets to grips with the dessert using less than conventional methods, and I sample the end product a little bit ahead of time.
So I'm making basbousa.
Okay.
No idea what that is. Basbousa? Is that what it's called? Never heard of it in my life. So now I need to cream some butter and sugar together in a mixing bowl. I can do that.
How much butter and how much sugar is always a good starting point, and a mixing bowl would always be a good
Mixing bowl.
Okay, yep, moving on. Butter, sugar.
Mix that together.
Okay. in your very lovely mixing bowl here.
Mixing bowl.
Got sugar at the bottom of the cup again.
Oh, I've not baked in years. This is good fun. It's good. Very sugary.
lovely.
Very sugary.
Oh, I want to eat that. Making the dessert was probably my favourite part of the experience with Alina and doing all the recipes. It's probably because I ate half of the recipe whilst before it went in the oven. But yeah, that butter and sugar together, if it tastes anywhere near as good as the cake mix did, oh, I'm gonna love this one.
However, as time went on, things increasingly didn't go to plan.
Oh no, it's gonna explode everywhere.
Milk going everywhere.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's very, very splashy.
See, you told you shouldn't have said it was going well.
It It's okay. We'll recover from this. I believe in our cooking skill.
Shall I hold this for you? There you go, and you just stir.
Okay, thanks.
Oh no.
You're gonna eat that.
I will literally, if
You're
that's
gonna
got any of
lick
the
the
dough in it,
washing machine, top
I'm
to
going to
bottom.
lick the washing machine.
Here, I think Emily ate about half of it before we put it in the oven.
I can't resist. I'm an addict.
Is it good?
I'm actually addicted to this mix. I hope it tastes as good when it's cooked, seriously.
Just eat it like this. This
I
can
don't
be
think I
dessert.
want to cook it.
Unfortunately though, as much as I'd have loved raw cake mixture for dessert, the rules and regulations of the show do stipulate that the contestants have to follow the menu. Therefore, I had to begrudgingly advise Alina to pour the mix into a dish and artfully decorate the top with some almonds before proceeding to place it in the oven to, oven out the lumps. Over the course of the day, Alina and I have coped with an array of frightening encounters, potential near-death experiences and a lot of cooking mishaps. However, overall I feel we've both coped exceptionally well in overcoming these hurdles despite the sheer strenuousness of the day. Join us for the last part of the show along with Alina's guest Bilal, who will also be joining us for dinner, to see our hard work and extensive recipe making come to fruition.
Okay guys, dinner is served.
Wow.
Lovely Egyptian prawns there.
Wonderful.
Been slaving away all day in the kitchen. Emily, this is Bilal, my friend.
Hi, lovely to meet you, Bilal.
Come around after work to sample all our lovely Egyptian cuisine.
Yeah, you got a good deal out of this.
Well, we'll see. So, dig in.
Wow. What have you given us as well to drink?
Oh, a lovely cup of wine, obviously.
A cup of wine.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Is it red?
It is
It
red.
looks red. Shouldn't she have given us wine glasses? There was like mugs with like kind of all different strange patterns on the side. I mean, I'd like to say, you know, it was an arty choice, but I think, to be honest, considering her lack of cutlery, she probably just didn't have wine glasses.
The only matching thing we had in the house was espresso cups. So I don't think that would have really worked, to be honest.
I'm quite shocked. That might come out quite wrong, what I'm saying right now. But, I mean, making it, we had a few issues. I mean, she thought they looked...
a lot.
Yeah, she thought they looked like these little... She thought they looked like the aliens. You know, you used to get these aliens that come in the slime. And they did kind of, so...
They were kind of purpley grey with like...
Yeah, they were grey.
That moved out. It was pretty.
The prawns were absolutely divine. You know, the worst case scenario was that I got food poisoning and I threw up, so that didn't happen, so I'm definitely relieved after that. But, you know, there was no way I was expecting them to be that delicious. They were lovely. I mean, well done, Alina. Thumbs up. I mean, I'll even forgive you for making us use teaspoons to eat them.
Okay, guys, it's a lovely main course.
Oh, thank you so much. What is it called?
Egyptian macaroni.
Okay, and we're eating it with teaspoons? Why are we eating it with teaspoons?
We can have some chopsticks. Or a fork. We have one fork.
We have one more.
We can share the fork.
We can take turns. So, dig in.
Let's dig into
Good, you like it?
Egyptian macaroni. So, macaroni in
I
England.
wouldn't have thought they have, like, macaroni in Egypt.
I don't think it's a typical macaroni cheese though, is it? It's like macaroni meat.
Part of it was made from
Every
scratch.
part, like...
All day. Well, pasta.
We even gave birth to a cow for this. No, we didn't. As the dinner went on, and we all drank a bit more of the wine and ate a bit more of the food, we started to get into some dinner time banter, and I think I came out with the line that I had to give birth to a cow to make the main. I don't know why I said that. I mean, I don't know what she's put in the drink. Maybe it's just the heat. I don't know. Something definitely wasn't right there.
Emily gave back to
Just to make this
You gave birth to the cat and then you killed it.
and ground it.
I need to kill a cow to make milk. I don't know what Emily was talking about at parts, to be honest with you. I think the mug of wine, the hot day, the near-death experiences throughout, I think it's a bit much.
I didn't actually give birth to a cow. That was a joke.
Bilal, opinion?
It's edible.
Despite Bilal's not so assuring comments, I think Alina's done pretty well so far. Either that or she's drugged me, so I'll think the food's lovely. Either way, I'm happy, and all that's left is the dessert. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, guys. The dessert got a little bit burnt.
Oh no!
Ta-da!
But it was so nice.
It was so good at the halfway point. And then the golden syrup, yeah, that happened.
Oh no.
Ah, the dessert. Well, that wasn't the finest moment of our dinner, I must say.
Well, you know, you did good up until then.
2 out of 3, right?
Until then.
2 out of 3.
It came out a slightly more, should we say, rusty colour?
Does it feel like...
Is it spongy?
Oh my goodness.
It feels alright. I think in the middle, there was still a little bit of that golden colour left. If you know, kind of cut the top and the bottom away, it wasn't awful.
It looks like one of those medium rare steaks.
Oh, lovely. It's just what I was going for.
But the other side.
Excellent. Medium rare steak cake.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the dessert. Alina, Alina, Alina.
It's a bit chewy.
I'm just trying to break through the crust.
I don't think it's that bad in the middle, you know.
Do you like it?
I think the medium rare bit's quite good.
Good.
I like
We've got well done, medium rare, and yeah, liquid.
Overall, for you, this is like, you know, a 5-star meal. You know,
Thank you.
Michelin
It's the best we've ever done.
It's been so lovely having you. It's been absolutely delicious. In fact, for having you, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. I love how you look at the cake and go, absolutely delicious.
I mean, it's actually nice, but
Yeah.
Kate's a little bit burnt, but
Let's not focus on the cake. But no, it's been really good fun, and I've actually learnt to cook some really interesting food.
Overall, I think for the flavour of the meal, it's a hard one because obviously I can't give her a 4 out of 4 because of the main, but I think considering the difficulty of everything and all the drama, I am going to give her a 3 out of 4, which seems very high, but you know what, it really was delicious just apart from that dessert, and considering everything she went through, I think, yeah, she definitely deserves a 3 out of 4 for flavour. For the presentation, mugs, wine, lack of fork, teaspoons, I could be mean and give her a 0 out of 4, but I will give her a 1 because I love the creativity. I don't think it was actually meant to be that creative, but you know what, it was a bit quirky, and I think wine in a mug, you know, is a very studenty twist to the meal, so yeah, I'll give her a 1 for that. Lastly, I have to give her a mark on kind of the overall process, the preparation. I think I'm going to give her a 2 because she kind of left a lot of stuff in her bedroom, like salt and forks and general kitchen items, and she didn't actually have a kettle or a sieve or any of the things we really needed, so maybe I should give her a 1. Now I said 2 now, so I can't take it back, but yeah, you know, she coped with a few things like very well, so okay, I'll give her a 2. So overall that is, I don't know, what's that? 2 plus 7. Overall, Alina gets a 6 out of 12, which, you know, I think it's a very respectable score, so well done, Alina. You're amazing.
No one got food poisoning, so that was good.
Coming up on the next episode of Dine With Us, I go back to my roots and visit my hometown of Essex, where I meet local Essex lad, Aidan. Aidan is an extremely confident young man.
Say you can't do as good a job as me, because you can't, you know that. I'm the professional here, this is my meal.
I think I offended him.
He eventually loses his self-assured attitude when faced with the challenging Moroccan recipes the Dine With Us team have set him.
This is stupid, like, cut.
Will Aidan rise to the challenge, or will he crumble under the pressures of the camera? Find out in the next episode of Dine With Us.
Oh, sorry, was he saying something?